go Power Rangers! Go go Power Rangers! Go go Power Rangers! You mighty...
Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I'm here with...
Talking Tina.
And we are here to talk about and review Power Rangers. Yes, Power Rangers, the 2017 Power Rangers. Yes, the classic Power Rangers that people know and love. A lot of people grew up with. Some more excited than others for this particular movie, that's for sure. This film is directed by Dean Israelite. Yes, that's the director's name.
Majestic.
So majestic.
Throw that out there.
Before I get into the plot, though, I want us to say our first initial thoughts. Talking Tina, what did you think of the Power Rangers movie?
I loved some parts of it. Like, I loved what they did with it. I also disagree with things that were, possibly left out.
Sure. There were some certain classic Power Rangers themes and things that you would have loved to have seen.
And I remember sitting there with my older brother watching this on, the weekends. And I haven't seen this in over 15 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie. I did. I was a little surprised how much I enjoyed it. Look, is it perfect? No.
Nothing is.
Nothing is. Well, The Dark Knight's perfect. Is it the greatest movie I ever seen? No, but I feel like I understood what they were trying to do. They were trying to take this concept in a more serious direction.
Modernize it.
Make it more gritty and realistic. But at the same time, they were trying to have their cake and eat it too. They were trying to make it fun and just as cheesy as that 90s show was. The plot is fairly obvious. You have these 5 teenagers who aren't really friends, but they somehow, some way come together to find this cave where they find the 5 coins that eventually turn them into the Power Rangers. They find out that Rita Repulsa, this time played by Elizabeth Banks, that she's trying to destroy the world. What else is new? And I will say that I liked this new cast. I surprisingly like this new cast. Dacker Montgomery played Jason, the Red Ranger. And I like Jason. They gave him just enough
personality.
For
those who watched the show growing up.
Kimberly, this time played by Naomi Scott. I thought they gave Kimberly the right amount of attitude. Less girly.
Yeah.
Ludi Lin plays Zach, the Black Ranger, not the black guy of the group. He's just the Black Ranger, but he's the Asian kid. And I really like Zach. I was surprised because...
He still got that suave.
Yeah, he was cool. He had a no fear, almost reckless attitude. I was surprised by how much time the movie spent on getting to know these characters, getting to know their maybe backstories. Yeah, and feeling like they were real people.
Like there was more to life than just morphin' time.
Sure. It's morphin' time. Becky G plays Trini, the Yellow Ranger. Trini. And you really liked her a lot. I think she was one of your favorites. But both of our favorite Rangers was R.J. Seiler, who plays Billy. And Billy, in the original, was the dorky, geeky guy with glasses that was the smart one. And he's still pretty much that
was a part
here.
Of this cool thing.
Sure.
Which made him badass to begin with.
And he's black. So they didn't make the black guy the Black Ranger. He was the Blue Ranger. I appreciated that. But I liked his character. He provided some much-needed comedy. He was the fun of the film, the heart of the film. Very special. Very special. And I think people will relate and appreciate him as a character. Bryan Cranston plays Zordon, the voice of Zordon, the face of Zordon.
Which I'm surprised to even hear that. I couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
I'm usually really good at that.
I thought he was great. I thought he brought that presence to Zordon that you needed. Bill Hader plays Alpha, voice for Alpha. And Alpha was a character that I really didn't like.
I loved Alpha.
I don't know
feel.
why. He was so annoying. Ay, ay, ay. Can you say that?
It's a cheesy show.
Yeah,
we
well,
were
that
children.
That character
Like,
was cheesy.
who doesn't like Alpha?
But Bill Hader, he played him very well, very comedic, very funny, more likable, much more likable, and
I
capable.
feel it was likable in a different direction. He did a good job, but just as a different Alpha. They're both good.
Sure. And Elizabeth Banks plays Rita Repulsa, the villain, who this time isn't Asian or whatever she was on the show.
I honestly didn't even, like...
You have a problem with that?
I couldn't tell. Like, she wasn't, like...
I liked her in this movie, though. She started off being grotesque, and she wanted gold, and she grew into...
Well, she still is grotesque.
Sure, she's evil, and she wants to take over the world, but I liked Elizabeth Banks in a role like this. I've never seen her in a role like this, playing evil, playing a villain. Just...
Being crazy.
Being crazy. She had her putties, which were different.
They were really different.
They were more like rock monsters here, as opposed
they weren't putty.
Guys in spandex suits, which honestly you can't really get away with now.
We were going to step up from spandex.
But what I want to talk about is what's in the trailers. We're not spoiling anything. You can see this in the trailers. We get Goldar, giant Goldar, and the Zords, which is great to see that action. I think it's a big step up from the show and the special effects that were put into it.
Yeah, the effects were awesome. They were.
But we also get Megazord. And seeing Megazord fight Goldar was great in some ways. It was cool in some ways. I think this movie works more than it doesn't. It has its flaws. It has things in there that I thought were maybe left out.
Yes. That's why it's so difficult for me to even conversate, because I don't want to ruin it for those who have every right to see this. Could have been your childhood. Every right to see this and judge it for yourself.
There was one person sitting next to us
who had a great time, honestly.
He loved it. He grew up with the show. He was a big fan. He was waiting years and years and years for this new movie. And we saw the moments where he almost jumped up.
Was just like, yes, nostalgia.
So
Woo!
You have an original fan who obviously loved this film, or at least loved those moments.
And that was the press.
Right.
Like, he was a part of the press.
Right. And I'm like more of a casual fan of the Power Rangers. You really grew up on it too. And I think we had our moments too of enjoying it. There were some great fan moments in there, but also very different. So if I were to rate this, which I probably should, I'm going to give it a matinee. Talking Tina, what would you rate the new Power Rangers if you had to?
I concur with your notion.
Matinee.
Yes.
Well, there you go. 2 matinees, which might not sound perfect. Maybe this film could have been a full price, but it also could have been complete utter shit.
True. And he got caught up with it. Again, I haven't seen it in 15 years, and I had, I view it differently because I remember it from way back then. He got caught up with it, so that could have been...
It was fresh in my mind. Yes. It was fresh in my memory. So guys, let us know in the comments below if you're interested in seeing the new Power Rangers. Do you care? Or if you've already seen it, what did you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.